Yesterday marked the first day of my 2 day trip to Lamayuru from Leh. Along the way, I took a break to spend some time at the confluence of Indus and Zanskar rivers, then Likir and Alchi monasteries, before making my way through the alien landscapes to reach my accommodation for the night in Lamayuru. Ladakh is an open-air museum meticulously curated by nature itself to exhibit its own incredible capabilities, and we are going to see some of it in this episode. The next day began with a gorgeous morning. Clear skies, warmth of the sun and gentle breeze provided the perfect settings to venture out and explore. Lamayuru is a small village with just over 100 households. The list of places to visit here includes the monastery, one of the oldest and largest in Ladakh, the intriguing landscape, and remnants of the abandoned old Lamayuru town. The view of the monastery from a distance, situated on a rocky hill overlooking the valley, is absolutely phenomenal. The whitewashed walls stand out against the rugged terrain. The vertical rocks on which the monastery is built resemble the shape of huge termite mounds with natural cave-like structures along their length. There are many legends associated with the origins of Lamayuru. Some say that once upon a time there existed a lake in this region, and this very place was prophesied as the location of the monastery. A greatly accomplished Indian sage, during his meditation retreat in the region, dried the lake with his mystical powers and founded the first building of the complex. According to others, the first temple was founded by the builder monk Rinchen Zangpo, who had the responsibility of constructing 108 gompas in Ladakh. The original complex comprised 5 buildings, out of which only one has survived. Some ruins of other buildings can still be seen. Lamayuru Monastery is associated with Drikung Kagyu belief, which is a sect of Tibetan Buddhism. The monastery has a rich collection of valuable thankas, murals and statues. Photography is not allowed inside the prayer halls. The structure has been expanded and renovated multiple times over the centuries. The complex is also home to resident monks who have chosen monastic way of life. Numerous ancient-looking sacred chortins and stupas are scattered all over the town. Resting at the foot of the monastery, remnants of old Lamayuru town stand as a still witness to the ebb and flow of time. Abandoned and reduced to ruins, the closely built structures tell the story of a bygone time when life thrived in this small Himalayan township. Facing the hardships of living in this harsh terrain, the residents of this town decided to migrate to lower places. A local told me shortage of water was one of the main hardships. Most of the houses have crumbled down. Nonetheless, a handful of them have indeed withstood the test of time. The local architecture is evident in these sturdy surviving structures. The high and thick mud and brick walls give it the appearance of a fortified township. Some door and window frames have also survived, giving visitors a glimpse of local woodwork of that time. The highest structure in the background belonged to the royals. The entry gates to the township were kept low on purpose, requiring visitors to lower their head before entering. This practice was meant to show respect to the royals. This small space was the town square. Public events used to take place here. There were separate enclosures for the royals and the general public to watch the proceedings. The temple of old Lamayuru town. Although small, inside there is a wealth of ancient paintings and statues. The statues are little different than those commonly seen in a Buddhist temple. The murals also include some unusual ones, like depicting a skeleton. In present times, the temple is usually kept locked. The view of the village against the backdrop of a bizarre landscape looks almost unreal. The colors of the ruins blend with the earthy tones of surrounding hills. It looks like a grand movie set created to shoot a film showing events from ancient times. The landscape of Lamayuru is also known as Moonland due to its bizarre and otherworldly appearance, reminiscent of the surface of the moon. Some also say that on full moon nights, the terrain reflects light and resembles the shining lunar surface. Whatever may be the reason, the moonland definitely unveils an extraordinary panorama that seems to defy the familiar features of earthly conventions. The terrain is marked by undulating rocks, trenches, sinkholes, and arid eroded soil taking on unfamiliar and surprising patterns. This kind of land is classified under the geological term Badlands. The reason behind the formation of this terrain is attributed by the researchers to the geological processes following the sudden drainage of a water body here, probably caused by a tectonic disturbance. This is the land of powerful meditators. According to the legend, this land was created by sage Naropa by drying up a lake using his mystical powers, and it is sacred for the locals. Now it was time to head back to Leh. Although I had driven on this route just a day before, yet I found something new at every turn amidst these spectacular vistas. Ladakh is not defined by some specific spots that must be visited. Rather, it is a journey, where the immense expanse of the earth unfolds along the roads. The very meaning of vastness becomes an experience here.
We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine.
On the way to Lamayuru, the ruins of what looks like a citadel, perched on a hill surrounded by an exceptionally pretty landscape, had caught my attention. It turned out to be Basco Palace and Monastery Complex, and I had decided to take a stop here on the return. The site comprises the ruins of an abandoned palace and 3 temples that are still functional. The ruins of the mud and brick palace blend with the rugged landscape. The white structures are the temples and chortins. Unfortunately, the monk who holds the keys to the temples had gone out for the day, so I could not visit the temples, and it became a regret as these temples are known for some of the finest Buddhist art. The present-day sleepy Basco village in the valley was once a bustling and strategic center on the trade route back in time. The palace flourished as a center of power and trade under the Namgyal dynasty and gradually fell into disrepair when the capital was shifted to Leh after 2 centuries. The complex, set against the backdrop of rugged landscape, forms one of the most stunning scenes in Ladakh.